What is up, guys? Here we are, episode, I don't even know, bro. I'm
Episode-
excited. Episode friggin' 18, 19?
19.
19.
Episode 19.
19 weeks of working on yourself. Can you believe it? That's incredible. That's just mind-blowing. 19 weeks of greatness.
After next week, that's 5 freaking months, bro.
5 months of the grind.
5 months.
That's pretty awesome. I'm proud of us. We got a fun, jam-packed episode for you guys today.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Hamza on YouTube for the inspiration for this episode.
Shout out.
He's just the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
But yeah, today's episode's looking really good. I'm excited. Definitely feeling good. Just in the zone lately. How about you? How would you say your life's been lately?
Yeah, man. It's been all over the place, but it's been good. I'm definitely in the zone, but
In the zone? Okay.
I'm learning to be in the zone when things aren't like always under my control. You know what I'm saying?
More like the discipline zone, not like
Yeah,
the motivation zone.
So
Yeah.
it's just like things are kind of all over the place, but I'm
Mhm.
still in the zone. You know, I'm still getting stuff done.
That's good. That's good. But yeah, this is gonna be a fire episode. Before we get started though, would you like to say the fee this time? Switch things up.
Switch things up.
You want
I'm
to
saying the fee.
spit the fee right here.
All right, guys. So you know how this goes. If you've been watching, it's 19 weeks in.
Mhm.
You already know what I'm about to say, or what usually Nick says. But
Yeah.
I want you guys to go. Think in this episode. We're going to tell you so many beautiful, amazing ideas, right? And I want you guys to think about just how valuable those ideas are, right? And you got friends. Why wouldn't you share those valuable ideas with your friends? You know what I'm saying? We're about to spit some facts. We're about to spit some bars. So go tell your freaking friends. Go tell your grandma. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Go tell
Like-
your mother.
Like go tell your second great uncle.
That's how we grow the show. Go tell people about the show.
Your second great uncle Frank needs to know. There's someone who's got a second great uncle Frank, and he needs to know. All right.
Gotta get LeBron on the show, bro. He's
Exactly.
gotta know.
We need to get to the level where we got LeBron on the show. So help us out. Let's get there together. But yeah.
Let's jump in.
Let's do it.
So this episode is all about mental health and how you can, grind, build up the mental health and basically the 7 steps, pillars, all the biggest things that influence your mental health, right?
For sure.
I think it's really important that you work on mental health before anything else in your life because so many people just expect things to happen. They're like, oh, how to get rich? Oh, I'm just going to do this and work on get this money, right? But then your mental health is terrible and then you just suck and you keep complaining. But the whole issue is mental health. It's not anything else. It's literally just mental health.
For real.
So mental health affects all areas of your life. But let's jump in.
Okay. Yeah. And before we start, just to say,
Yeah.
the crazy thing about this podcast, it didn't start as we're just going to talk about mental health.
That's just
But
what
over
everything
time,
is. Yeah.
we realized just how important mental health is, and that's
Yeah.
why we talk about it so freaking much on here.
Mhm.
So,
It's crucial. It's literally crucial.
and take that as your reason why. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's crucial. If every time we come around to a new episode
Yeah,
idea, it
almost
always
every
kind of
episode is led
links back
to
to a mental
mental
health
health.
side of thing.
Yeah.
So, we'll jump right into it, and we'll start with kind of the
basic, easiest thing. To
the
kinda work
basic,
on, yeah.
easiest things. There's 3 that we have here. There's it's a list of 7
Yeah.
that we'll go through as we kind of go on. But the first 3 are diet, sleep, and exercise.
Mhm.
And I want to kind of pack those
Yeah,
together,
pack them
for you,
together and we'll just kind of
just so we can talk about each of them.
Mhm.
Because I think those 3 are all kind of
very similar.
they're all
aspects
similar in the
and,
sense
yeah.
that they're physical things that you can work on each day. What's kind of cool about those is you can even write down your progress, and you can see your progress very
it's very
easily.
tangible.
It's very
progress
tangible
that
and
you can-
easy
yeah.
to do, and it will really help how you feel every day. One thing, starting with diet, right? So for me, when I get stressed or things get stressful, a lot of the time I eat less, right?
Mhm.
Some people have that. A good amount of people I know have. Sometimes they don't eat as much, and it's just because of stress. And it's crucial to me. It happens to me a lot, but I try to keep myself eating at least somewhat in a routine, because if not, it just completely ruins my motivation, right? First things first, if I get up and I'm feeling gross and I don't want to eat, then I just keep feeling this kind of
Lethargic,
sick,
disgusting.
lethargic feeling, and it inhibits me from being able to do if I want to go exercise or go do something outside, well, now I feel crappy because I wasn't
Mhm.
eating. If I want to go work on something, well, my brain just feels slow because I didn't eat anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So diet is crucial. Another thing big is water.
Oh, 100%. Drink more
drink
water, bro.
freaking water,
I don't
bro.
even drink sodas anymore. I haven't touched a Pepsi, a Diet Coke, any of those in 2 years. I'm not even kidding. It's been 2 years.
I didn't think about it, but
Yeah.
over time, I've just naturally started drinking so much more water. Dude, yesterday,
Mhm.
side tangent, my pee yesterday was
Clear, bro. I
Was-
saw it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
It was straight up. I peed in the bowl and it didn't look any different.
That's kind of a flex. I think more people should flex that.
Drink
Be
water,
just peed
please.
in the toilet and it's just clear and everyone's
Right.
like, "Where's the pee?" And be
Exactly.
Like, I drank a bunch.
I told Nick that I went to my first party yesterday, and I was literally gonna tell the girl I was with was like, come in here and look at my pee. I was like, look at how clear my pee is. But I was like, I should probably not do that. It's fucking weird.
Anyways,
But,
yeah,
okay.
drink more water. Drink more water.
Drink water because
Yeah,
it really
100%.
is so important because when
Hydrate.
like hydration is key.
Yeah.
And it's like there's so many people I know who don't drink enough water.
They think it's like funny to be like, oh, I didn't drink any water today.
Yeah.
Like, what? Bro, literally drink water. Like, I'm not even kidding.
You know who I'm talking about. Some of these people know. I'm making a clip and I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna
It's
send
like,
it to them.
it's just water. I only
Drink
had a cup.
freaking
Like,
water.
dude, what?
Please drink water.
That's why you're dying. Anyways,
okay.
but yeah, diet's really easy. Just like, you know what's healthy. Start eating those things and make a change. You know, I literally, so on my TikTok For You page, when I scroll through, I'll often get like healthy diet recipes that look fire. And that's how I kind of got into cooking.
Yeah, I see those too.
Yeah. And so I'll just like be like, okay, I'm going to try this out. And it's like a healthy recipe that I make at home and like healthy food that tastes good. Do that.
Boom.
There you go. Start doing that stuff. Diet's easy. Just get it in check.
And, yeah,
you know it's good.
Mainly just like cooking at home.
Yeah.
Like
Stop eating out as much.
it can definitely, it's gonna save you money too.
Yeah.
Which
Except
is
for
great.
Chipotle. You can go to Chipotle. It's fine. But like,
Most of the places, it's just not as healthy and it costs way more. So diet is gonna help out a lot there. And next I want to talk about sleep. This is a big one for me.
Can I start off on this one? I'll go first. Okay.
Let's hear you first.
So, I had the worst sleep schedule earlier this year, actually, like straight up. I would work till about like 9:30, 9:45. Then I would get to bed probably like 10:30, and I would wake up at 4:30. So that's like, I would use this sleep tracker app, right? And yeah, so it says 6 hours on there, but usually it takes my brain where I'm actually like deep sleep and like actually sleeping. It comes out to about an hour less or so, right? So I was getting like 5 hours a night, basically, consistently, especially when I was doing 75-day hard, literally 5 hours a night, 7 days a week for like 2 months. So it was pretty bad. But I did have days where I would catch up on sleep, but I was like functioning at like the lowest possible level. And I was like, oh dude, mental toughness, bro. I'm just keep pushing through. And to a certain extent, yes, that's okay. But like, I realized how like damaging it was. And now I've spent the past couple months really fixing my sleep schedule. And now it's like, I go to bed at like 10:30. Well, lights out at 10 and then do meditation, reading and stuff. Then I'm like in bed 10:30 and then I wake up at 6:30 now. So I get a full 8 hours.
There you go.
And like my functioning and productivity has gone through the roof. So literally it's so easy to fix the sleep schedule.
The sleep schedule is crucial.
Waste so much time. Like, get off your phone half an hour before you need to be asleep.
That's
prioritize that. Put your phone on do not disturb. Stop talking to people. Like, just go to bed. You feel so much better. You're gonna make so much more money when you get like 8 hours of sleep. Like, it's literally true. It's
facts.
Literally true.
It makes you feel so much better. Like, to me, I get clowned on heavy. Everyone in our friend group knows I get clowned on heavy for like, I'm constantly like, I need my 8 hours. Like, I need to sleep. And like, I've always been that way because to me, it's like sleep is what's going to make the next day feel better, right? So
that's
like,
very true.
Oh, I could, go to bed at 2 a.m. and then like, also the other thing of like waking up way late in the morning, like going to bed at 2 and waking up at like 11. Like, yeah, I'm getting 8 hours, but then it's just unproductive and the day's already started. Like, to me, it's like really crucial. And like what I do, like different from Nick, I go like 12. Usually I'm in bed around like 11:30, 12-ish. And I wake up around 7:30, 8-ish. Like, that's kind of like, to me, for me, it's like in between 7 and 8 hours, I always feel good. Yeah. And if anything, if I sleep over 8 hours, then it feels bad too. So like, there's like too much sleep's also going to mess you up as well. And sitting in bed for too long. But I'd say if there's one thing, like I've been talking about sleep schedule forever. Like I was making fun of Nick. I was like, bro, you need to wake up later. Like,
I just really like being up early, but
he likes being up early.
We'll fix it. You guys will see in the future.
Okay, but just it was like, to me, I was like, it doesn't matter. Like, just get those 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? And it's really, really crucial because your body, when you go with like 5 or 6 hours of sleep, everything is just slower. Like everything. Like right now, like I'm working on like 6 hours of sleep right now.
I'm also on 5 hours of sleep and a bang energy.
Exactly.
So.
Like we don't feel good right now.
No.
Right?
Yeah,
and it's like, I'm going to have to go take a nap after this probably before I go to work, or I'm going to just feel like trash. Right? Mm-hmm. And what that's
productivity.
Doing, kills productivity, kills the ability to get through the day better. So to me, I'm like, it's so crucial to like start off that day with a good, just good sleep. You're going to be feeling great. And don't give the excuse of, oh, it's too hard. It's too hard to get my sleep schedule. Hard. Like, just take a couple days. Like, the biggest thing, like you said, is put that phone down 30 minutes before.
I swear it helps so much.
Right?
And like read a book or something, or just like
something
really relaxing.
For me, like what I'll do is usually, like I said, I go around bed around 11:30 or 12.
But it's like lights out half
But
an
it's
hour
like
before, right?
usually, yeah, like around like 11ish, I'm done with like, because sometimes I'll be getting home from work 10:30, take a shower, kind of chill, maybe be on my phone and like just kind of catch up with people, talk to people for like the last little bit.
Yeah.
And then around like 11:15, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed, putting my phone down, and then I'll lay there in my bed and just kind of think about the day or whatever for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I naturally, lights are off, I just fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then by then I'm getting that full 8 hours, wake up at 7:30, 8ish, and start the next day, you know?
Yeah.
So to me, it's crucial. And the other thing is, stop taking such long naps.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Okay, wait, I'm actually very passionate about this. So what I did for the longest time is, you know, when I was getting those 5 hours, like 6 hours of sleep, and I was waking up at 4:30, I would just take huge naps after I would go to the gym, right?
Remember that?
So I would be in bed for like 6 hours, but then I would nap for like another 2 hours before I would go to work. So I was killing like all this extra productivity and like all those hours when I could have been awake and just like knocking stuff out. So I wish I wouldn't have taken those naps now, because like I usually don't take those naps anymore, and my productivity is like insane. Like I knock out so much more stuff now when I'm awake during those hours where I'm just like grinding in. And like I think this is a certain point, this is for me, I've noticed like recently, after 10 a.m. was when I used to take those naps, right? I'd get back from the gym after all my workouts and everything, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna take my nap now. But now I've noticed as I start to like push through it, I realize like, oh, I'm not tired. That's just like what my body wanted to do, because I was used to that. So now I push past all those 10 a.m. periods, and then I'm just like grinding, like productivity through the roof, bro. I'm telling you, sleep is so insane, bro. Like,
it's great.
It's literally a cheat code.
One thing that I'll say for the naps thing is I don't take naps super often, but I do 30-minute naps all the time. And
interesting.
Let me tell you just how goated getting good at 30-minute naps are. So like the whole science behind like sleep or whatever is like, yeah, it's like if you go past an hour, then you get into deep sleep, and that creates that feeling of like, ugh, when you wake up, that feeling of like you just feel groggy and gross, right? So like a lot of us are very familiar. We go nap for like 2 hours. Yeah. You wake up, you're like, bro, where am I? It's like 2 in the afternoon and you have no idea what's going on. That feeling doesn't happen if you take a 30-minute nap, and it's because your body doesn't go into deep sleep. What's cool is like I've done it so much that I could take a nap for 30 minutes and feel fully rejuvenated, like I just took like a couple hours of sleep, right? And it's because I just started like, I'll put my phone down and then just like sit there, close my eyes, and just try to not think about anything. Just like focus on my breathing for 30 minutes, put a timer on, and then I just wake back up. And it's like my body never really went into that like sleep mode, but I feel way more rested, right? So like I did that this morning, like right after I got back, and had to do a long drive, came back, did that for 30 minutes, and now I feel like a lot better. And you know, that to me, that's like just kind of the secret cheat code to naps, because they are important.
So actionable step for sleep, right? To improve your mental health, 30 minutes before you actually want to be asleep. When I say lights out, I don't mean you have to turn off all the lights like in your room or whatever, but I mean like phone away, computers off, like any devices that are going to be distracting and keep your brain awake, like blue light, it's called, right? Yeah. Turn that stuff off, and then read, meditate, journal, anything that's very relaxing for your brain. Even just like sit there and breathe and then fall asleep. Like that is your actionable step. Start doing that every night.
For real.
Okay. Next one.
Part
of the first 3. Exercise. Super simple. You know what you got to do, you know?
Yeah.
Hit the gym. We did a full video on physical fitness, right?
We did a whole episode on
How many episodes ago was that?
I think that was 2 episodes ago.
Like two or 3 episodes ago. It's like labeled physical fitness, right?
Yeah, it's just
go
all
check
about
out that
fitness.
episode. We go into detail about all that physical fitness. But yeah, it's really important. Your body needs to move. It keeps your brain active, keeps your body functioning at max capacity. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Everyone knows they got to hit the gym, or like at least go for a walk.
Just go do something.
Yeah, make your body move. It's going to help your brain like so much more than you think.
And like just for you guys out there that are like, oh, going to the gym sounds bad.
You don't even have to do the gym.
Like, yeah, I relate to that, because like a lot of time like I don't really want to go do that. But for me, like skateboarding has become my thing. Go skate just by myself 45 minutes or something. That exercise, you'd think like, oh, if I exercise, it's gonna make me more tired, right? But what you'll notice is like just releasing some of that energy. Like, yeah, if you work out for like 4 hours, of course you're gonna be tired. But like if it's like a quick like 45 minute to an hour thing, you just get that energy out, and then like kind of rest a little bit after, give 30 minutes where you're just kind of sitting and chilling. You're going to feel great, and it's going to feel so much better, which is kind of bizarre, but like it really does work and it really does help you. So I think to me it's like the most important thing about exercise is really that feeling that it gives you of this kind of rejuvenated thing. And it also helps your brain come into the next day feeling rested. Because if you try to go to bed and you're feeling like you didn't do much in the day, a lot of the time that rest isn't as good. So like to get good rest, you also have to tire your body out a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Exercise, really helpful. Just move your body. Like it, literally your physical body helps your brain, and it makes perfect sense. Like everyone knows, just move your body. Okay, next one. I think this one's really important. This is like a major one. I think it's in its own class for improving your mental health is social connection.
Okay.
Would you like to go first?
Sure. Yeah. So I think when it comes to mental health, social connection is kind of the way in which, for me, it's almost like the way I see my mental health growing.
Yeah.
It's a way that I can test my mental health. And it's also just great for mental health, right? People that you love to be around, the people that you care about, those people are going to boost your mental health so much, right? Like we talk a lot about being happy on your own and being able to do things on your own without like relying on other people. And I think that is really important, and it kind of connects to social connection, but it's also really important to say just how much balancing, the time that you spend with people and being around people that you care about, because those moments that you share with them are really going to help you keep with your, like the things we'll talk about later with your gratitude and your kindness, and the way that keeps your mental health feeling really strong is by like doing it for those people. Right? It can be discouraging when it's like you have no one on your side, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'd say like, obviously you need to be able to do things on your own. You need to be able to live your own life without like needing other people. But it's also like really crucial that you have those friendships and you have those people you care about, because they're what keeps you going a lot of the time. Like when you fall down, those people are going to be picking you up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like having those good social connections is really good, but those bad social connections can often mess up the mental health as well. So you got to keep that in mind.
I think so. I took like the bad, I guess, social connections to a bit of an extreme. I do spend like a lot of time alone most of my time, and I think I've just cut off too many people now, So the thing I'm working on is rebalancing the correct people in my life as well as alone time, because I think I spend too much alone time now. So I'm just like,
it is a balance.
So I'm learning how to balance that, but I think I do have like close friends that I enjoy spending time with, and when I spend time with those people, I often do feel like rejuvenated, in the zone, and just like a lot more alive, and it helps my mental health. But obviously when you spend it with the wrong people, then it's like really, really bad for you.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, it's just about finding balance between not social interaction and having social interaction, because it's required to have good mental health is going to be being able to like interact with people, like straight up. Like it helps so much. People are going to improve your daily life. So don't be that crazy like kid who's just sitting at home all day playing video games,
Exactly.
So go make some friends and stuff.
It's important to have those friends, because they're going to be what kind of helps you carry through those tough times as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, but like we said, it's about having those good social connections, those good friends that are going to be there for you. And it's good to be able to identify when the people that you're like hanging out around aren't really good for you or your mental health,
So actionable step for social connection, right? I think a good step to take forward in improving your mental health. Now, this is going to scare a lot of people. This scared me initially before I started doing it. It's just talking to strangers. Like, whenever you get the chance, bro. I actually really enjoy talking to random people, because, like, I have the mindset now that people are, like, NPCs.
Right, the NPCs,
but when you, like, start talking to people, some people are really interesting, and you can make cool friends. Like, I started doing it at my gym last November was when I just started talking to random people, right? And now I have, like, a bunch of friends at the gym, like, just these random dudes who are, like, jacked and give me great life advice. So, like, talk to random people, and that'll help you out a lot, especially like if you're gonna go into business in the future. You're gonna want to have those social skills.
So like, social skills are really important.
So start talking to people. Like, doesn't matter who it is. If it's an old ladies are like really nice. Just go talk to them.
Yeah. All right. I think that's
gratitude.
Yep.
Let's jump to the next one.
Jump to the next one. Going into gratitude. So I think this is also kind of, we've had episodes. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know if it was.
We haven't had a full gratitude episode, but we talked a lot about it.
Yeah.
So I'll start it off with kind of a little story that it's something that Nick said to me that really helped me out.
Was this the loaf incident or whatever? When we
yeah. So I was chilling with Nick. It was like we were both working at the time. Yeah. We work in the same like plaza, so I can walk over to his work and like say what's up to him when I'm on my break. And he was on his break too, so we just kind of like sat there, and I told him some stuff that was going on, and he looks at me and he's like,
legit, you're tripping.
Yeah, he was like, you're stressing out so much about this one thing, but you're not, realizing and appreciating all the other things you should be grateful for. And I kind of sat there and thought about it, like, yeah, you're right. Like, I'm letting one thing kind of get me down, one thing keep me from.
That's not very Sigma, you know.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
like I'm pretty sure that's what I said. Like, that's not Sigma, bro.
And like, at first I was like, I was kind of like, yeah, I guess you're right. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, like literally there's only one thing negative in a whole like pool of positive, but I'm focusing on the one thing that isn't working out perfectly. And I needed to realize like I'm just going to be grateful for the things I care about and the people that I have that are, you know, there for me, rather than letting like things that are out of my control stress me out so much. So I think having and practicing gratitude towards the people and the things in your life that you care about is crucial for keeping your mental health there, right? Because when things get down and things get bad, a lot of the time we can focus on those things and we can focus on the things that are making us upset, even if they're completely irrational. And if you practice gratitude and realize like, oh, there's just so many things in my life that are good, and really focus on those things, it can help you keep going through those tough times. You know what I'm saying?
Gratitude is a superpower, bro. I don't think people realize this. So basically what I had him do is he was tripping over one thing, and I was like, right now, tell me 3 things you're thankful for and give me like specific reasons why you're thankful for them.
Exactly.
And so I was like, see that loaf right there? He was eating a banana nut loaf or something. I was like, tell me why you're thankful for that loaf. And then he gave me like a couple of reasons why. And then that started to just flip the switch, right?
Right.
Like just like that alone. So it's once you realize that like as Aiden was saying, is like once you realize that you're actually thankful for certain things and that there only isn't negative, that there's like so much positive out there and you are actively looking for it, changes the game, bro.
It does.
Gratitude is a superpower. Like I'm telling you, I've been practicing this a lot more recently. I have this little sticky note in my room that says 3 reasons and why, right? And it stands for like 3 things you're thankful for and why. And so every time I see this sticky note, I stop for a sec, think to myself, 3 things I'm thankful for, and give actual reasons why. And it can't be the same things every single time. It's got to be 3 interesting things that like doesn't make any sense, but I find a way to be grateful for it. And that always flips the switch in my brain. And that it's a superpower. Like it's just, if that's the ultimate mental hack, is like just saying like 3 things you're grateful for. That's the actionable step. Like right now, 3 things you're thankful for. Just like go find something. Like
think about them, you know.
I'm thankful for China, bro. Just a great place. Like they produce some awesome stuff for America, and the whole culture in China is pretty sick. So
dope.
Amazing just stuff like
amounts
that.
of
Like,
gratitude.
Yeah, there you go. Like I'm grateful for China, bro.
Grateful for China.
I'm not grateful for LeBron, bro. Like nah.
Not grateful for LeBron.
Yeah, gratitude, superpower.
For sure. And I think like what you said about like, I think a lot of the time we can get stuck in those like points where we're very negative about things, right? And negativity gets you nowhere, right?
That's true.
Like I think there's always times where like things suck and you gotta kind of think about it and let it affect you for a second. But if you just continue to let it affect you over and over and over again and continue to be negative, like I had a couple weeks where I think it was really kind of hitting me. I was just being negative about things that I didn't need to be. And once I kind of realized like, hey, I'm just going to be grateful for what I have and what, you know, is there, rather than being so negative about the things that aren't working out. From there, it was just like perfect, you know? Yeah. And I realized like, just take a step back and appreciate what you have, because it's always important to do so, right? And like, I think some people will probably hear us say that and be like, well, it's just because you guys have a lot of good things in your life and like I have nothing good, blah, 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 right?
It's because you're only focusing on the
negative.
You're
only focusing on the negative. Like, yeah.
There's plenty of bad stuff in both of our lives. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
But also like there's plenty, I know there's plenty of people who probably have it way worse than us.
100%.
And it's hard to find things to be grateful for. But like Nick said, like you can be grateful for really anything. He just made up some random reason why he's grateful for China.
And yeah. Like,
it's not about necessarily like how many things you're grateful for. It's about just showing up and actively being grateful
for that, like positive
and
thing.
actively looking for the positive rather than allowing yourself to be negative for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Absolute facts. The next one, I got a little story to start off for this one.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I've been working on doing more random acts of kindness, you know, like you always feel good when you do something nice for someone else. Like that's just, it's true. You get someone a nice gift, you know? And recently I had a friend who was feeling down. She was going through some tough times. So me and a couple other friends, we walked over to our local grocery store or whatever, and then bought her some flowers, right? Or at least I had the idea, and then I was the one who bought the flowers, but then I had the others like give her the flowers, and like I just felt so good afterwards, because like she was having a rough day, and I was like, we got you these flowers, and then we gave it to her, and she was like, she started crying, so it was a W.
It's crazy how it's crazy how like little things like that can really make you feel better, you know? It's like you can feel down, you can feel upset, but when someone like thinks about you and like does something for you like that, it feels really good, right? So to me, it's like doing that for other people is, you know, really nice. And it just feels, it also helps your mental health. You're like, man, I feel good today. Like I did something and I helped someone out, even if it's something small, like, right? Like oh, I just got them like a drink they really like or something.
Yeah, actually in the video that we got like this main concept from, he says that if you spend, even if it's just like the range you should shoot for is like $1 to $5 to spend on someone,
right?
Like that little thing right there matters so much.
Because it's not necessarily like what you bought them. Like you could buy them some like, freaking yacht, but it's like, it's the same idea as like, I thought about you and I got you something.
Exactly.
Right. So to the person, it's like, wow, that really does mean something.
And you feel really good too. Like it boosts your mental health through the roofs. But don't do it for selfish reasons. Do it because people will be happier.
Right. Exactly. And like one thing I'll say is, because this kind of popped into my head, right? Sometimes I've thought before, like, oh, I do a lot of things for other people, but like, how often do those people do things for me?
Yeah.
Right. And it can be tough because like sometimes we'll look at things in that way, right? I'd be like, oh, I always like think about this other person, but how much do they think about me? Right. But I think that's kind of a bad way to look at it in the first place, right?
True.
Because it's kind of looking at it like, oh, I'm being kind, but if they're not being kind back, it's like, why would I care? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, while understanding that and like getting that, like I always try to work through that as like, that doesn't make sense. Like the whole reason you're doing it is not because you want them to reciprocate it or do it back. It's just like because you want to be kind, right? Yeah. Regardless of how they act. What they could like throw it on the ground and be like, this is the worst gift I've ever had, right? But at least you tried, and at least you showed that you cared, right? And no one's going to do that. If they do that, actually, they'll like cut them out of your life. Like if they're just throwing that gift on the ground, they can at least act like they like it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that little act of kindness and doing it not because you want anything out of it, but just doing it simply because it'll make them feel better, right?
Yeah. So actionable step: go take $1 to $5 and spend it on someone. There you
go.
Literally could just be getting your mom coffee or something like that.
For real.
Like it's super easy, and you'll feel amazing.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, it's easy wins.
Like there was one time when my coworker went to get boba. Like he didn't tell me he went to this one place. And like we had talked about a drink before. And he just brought it back to me without saying anything. He's like, hey, I want you to try this. Like, try it out.
Yeah.
And he just bought it for me without saying anything. Like, he didn't tell me he was going to do that. He just did it.
That's goated.
And I was like, I was like, wow, he really cares. Like, he thought about me and went out and, like, was like, yo, I'm going to get this for Aiden. Like, that, to me, that, like, means a lot, right? Yeah. So those moments are really special. And it's like, practicing that is going to help you just feel so much better in your day. Yeah. You know? All right.
Last one. Mindfulness. I think this is the area I'm weakest in. I don't know. What do you think?
Like, in terms of...
Like I said, out of the 7 things we've gone through, like the mindfulness is the thing I got to work on the most.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
So, I mean, mindfulness, first of all, is kind of like a word that's kind of vague in itself.
Do you want me to describe my
I want to make sure that we're gonna talk the same thing.
Okay, so the way I view mindfulness is it's like being present in the moment, right? So like checking in your brain and being like, I'm here right now. I'm not thinking about the future. I'm not thinking about the past. I'm
like
not thinking
being mindful of what's going on right now.
Mindful of what's going on right now.
Yeah, I think definitely. Actually, I think I can be somewhat weak in that as well.
Yeah.
Mainly for me, it's looking at the past and letting it affect my present. So like mainly being like, oh, these things happened in the past, so I'm scared to do this right now. But it's like we do learn from mistakes that we've made, right? Like one thing we always talk about is like pain and mistakes is going to help you grow. So it's good to look at that past. But I think when it comes to mindfulness, like being present in the moment and realizing like as long as you're doing something with good intentions and you're trying your best to be a good person, you will succeed, right? You're not just going to... It's not going to be bad if you have good intentions and you're doing something that you, like you're showing someone you care and working hard, right? Like, I think a lot of people stress out too much. Like I do it too, like stress out too much about things that happened in the past and let it affect like the way they're acting in the present, right? And it's just about like understanding what's important and like just keeping at it rather than like being like, oh, last week was so stressful, so I'm just going to chill this week and not do anything and be lazy, or, oh, my future's going to like, this next stuff, it's so far away, like I don't even need to worry about it right now. Like just keep working every day, keep that mindfulness and keep working towards a better present, right? Like just keep trying to make your day good,
I think for me personally, the thing that I've started to notice, like now thinking about mindfulness and stuff like that, is the thing that I'll do is, especially when I'm out in like nature and stuff, like I'll be looking, and usually when I'm on my walks or hikes, I'll just be thinking about whatever's going on in life. But sometimes I'll have these moments where I just stop. Like I'm still moving, I'm looking, and then I'm just like seeing the trees, like sunlight and like everything just kind of like there in front of me. And I think I found the most like clarity during those moments is when
for sure
you're not thinking about anything else and you're just like observing exactly what's in front of you and like feeling it. You get what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
sounds like weirdly like spiritual, like monk or something, but like just like seeing what's in front of you,
100%.
and feeling, breathing, like using all your senses to like see what's in front of you is like just perfect clarity.
And it helps really like calm down the mind. Like
Yeah.
yesterday I woke up kind of early, so I just
Mhm.
drove myself to the beach. Weirdest thing I've ever done. Like never
Really?
did that before.
What beach
drove-
you go to?
I went to I went to the Montage Resort Beach. It's
Montage.
a beach that we've actually snorkeled at before, which
Oh,
kind
that's
of
where-
sounds
okay.
weird. It's the
Yeah,
place that we've
snorkeling's
snorkeled
goated.
at. It's a really nice beach though, and it's got like a cool like rock formation that I was just kind of sitting on. I didn't go in the water, but
Yeah.
I just sat there, and I honestly could not tell you why I felt like I wanted to go there, but
Mhm.
I did it, and instead of like thinking about anything, I just sat there and thought about nothing.
Interesting. I actually have a story about that exact beach too, like mindfulness wise.
Right.
There was one time when we were all snorkeling together, right? And I remember there must have been like 4 or 5 of us, and we were in this seaweed like forest or whatever, like the
Yeah.
kelp forest. And the group had kind of gone in front of me, but I remember I was still a little bit behind, and I was just kind of like observing the seaweed as it like moved in the water.
Right.
And I remember not thinking about anything else. Usually, like when I'm snorkeling, I'm kind of worried like, where's the shore at? Where's like
Right.
what fish are around me?
Thinking
And, like
about
where,
it.
yeah, you're like in that zone. But I remember just being there and so focused on just like that moment in the snorkeling, like the clarity that I felt just observing what was around me,
Right.
being so present in that moment. And like it was this weird piece just watching the kelp move, and like the water was so clear. And I remember I always like draw this like weird tattoo thing on my wrist. I just don't have it on there right now because I do it in pen. But I remember specifically I had it on in the water and just like looking at the actual like tattoo on my left wrist, then looking back up the seaweed, and you guys were just like off to the right a little bit.
Right.
Just perfect like mental clarity. I wasn't thinking about anything else.
Just being
Just
clear in the moment.
being right there in the moment
Right. And I think
calms you so much.
like it's a big thing with like being on your phone, right?
Oh, dude.
So
Yeah,
like
social media and everything. It just distracts you.
It's the main thing I've noticed. Like I do it all the time, right? Like instead of being in that moment, and like even like when I'm with someone else, right? Like I'll grab my phone and I'll just sit there on my phone. Like I should be appreciating that moment with that person so much more.
Yeah.
Right. So like if there's one kind of actionable step to take here for better mindfulness, is go do stuff where you just put down your phone. You don't think about anything. You don't worry about anything. You just
Yeah.
put down your phone and
Observe the area around you. Use all your senses, like smell
Yeah.
it, feel it, hear it, taste it if you can. I don't know, just like
Right.
see it, do all that stuff.
and yeah, like just take those moments of time where you can just really appreciate. A lot of people think are gonna think you're weird. Like I've even told my friends before, like, what are you doing? Like when I just like sit there and I doze off.
Yeah.
But like I do it all the time, and it's just like, oh, like I'm just like absorbing the moment almost, right? But it feels great, and it really helps you get mentally clear. So it's great.
Meditation also really helps with that. Those of you who don't practice meditation yet, like just start doing it. Like go watch a YouTube video, learn how to breathe while you meditate is one of the best things for practicing
crucial.
mindfulness.
It's great.
And just being in that moment, But yeah, that's a really good actionable step. It's just observing like the areas in. Well, I remember hearing this saying, like, if you can feel your feet touching the ground, then you're doing something right in that moment, right?
Right.
Like if you can consciously be like, oh, my feet are touching the ground and they feel kind of rocky or whatever. Like those moments like that, that's when you're going to be most clear, and you're going to be in the present moment, not thinking about the future, not thinking about the past. You're going to be right where you need to be and exactly where you are. So
Right.
I don't know. It's just goated. Mindfulness is probably one of the strongest like mental clarity, mental health aspects.
For sure. All right.
Yeah, I think that's a good closer right there. Those are all the
think so.
steps you should take to work on your mental health for like the next 2 to 3 weeks, and you will
Just,
see
yeah.
huge changes.
If there's one thing you'll take away, just like all those things we talked about, all those actionable steps, just start trying them, right? Just start doing it. Try out things and just work on your mental health. Like we guarantee you, working on it and just working on yourself is going to result in so many great changes for you, and you're going to really see those happening. And it doesn't take long for it to happen. Like
No, it
over
really
time,
doesn't.
yes, it'll be like great.
Yeah.
But like even like if you do it for a couple weeks, you're going to just notice how much better you feel.
Yeah, for real. Like it takes probably like 2 to 3 weeks, and you will start to see some changes.
Yeah.
So go practice that mental health. Go take some W's this week. It is Monday morning, 6 a.m.
morning.
Pacific Standard Time, but it's probably 6:30 now if you've been listening to the whole episode. But it is a great day to go win the day. Literally
Win the
just
day, win the week.
win the week.
We'll
win
see
the,
you guys-
Win the war in your brain too.
For real. We'll
Yeah.
see you guys next week, Monday, 6 a.m.
Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time, bright and early.
Go achieve some greatness.
Go get some great stuff done today.
Peace.
See ya.